Hey guys, it's the Walrus. You're going to love this show because it's funny as hell. It ramps up a little slowly because it's actually part 2 of a longer episode that we chopped in half because we started with more serious content, which we can put up on twosealsandawalrus.com. You can go check that out if you're interested in stuff that's a little more serious that we talked about before releasing the humor hounds in our mind to absolutely shred the last part of the show. So by the end of this video, you're going to want more. There's one option for you. So you might as well hit it right now. It's that subscribe button and that bell icon so that you can be apprised of when we put out new content. We love you. We're doing this show for you. We're hoping to bring you some value of some awesome guests and some awesome conversations. And sometimes we just want to have some fun too. Love you. Talk to you soon. Here's the show. Hey, welcome to Two Seals and a Walrus. I am your co-host, Sean Webb. As always, I am joined by our 2 United States Navy SEALs. To my right, we have Ben Johnson, United States Navy SEAL Sniper Medic. And to his right, we have Doug Moulton, United States Navy Sniper. And in our studio today, for the first time ever, as a guest in our official guest chair, we have Neil Preston, who is a Marine, Recon, and multiple tours in Afghanistan. Is that right? Something like that. So today we were going to have Neil on to talk about some cool stuff that he had experienced in Afghanistan, and he's a video game streamer. And what's your stream shout out?
Longtime cookie at mixer.com.
Longtime cookie at mixer.com. So
that's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Took me a second. Feel free to elaborate.
You're Marine Recon and you went to Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
And you were part of a unit that like right now on, what is it, Netflix?
You talking about Generation Kill?
Yeah, Generation Kill.
Amazon Prime. Yeah, it came out in 2008. That's based on 1st Recon Bravo Company and their push through Iraq.
Okay.
But we were more of a, hey, this road looked cool. Why don't you guys go drive down it, see if you blow up type.
Yeah, that's a great job.
It's a mind fuck.
In layman's terms, yeah. I was part of the Hearts and Minds tour, so we were always pushing, go through the villages and make them say, hey, we love America.
2 in the heart, 1 in the mind.
Cool. Yeah.
Mozambique.
Yeah, so, I mean, is it, which was more challenging for you? Was it dealing with the war situation in Afghanistan and the challenges there, or is it now in dealing with the aftermath back here? Because you told me a story which was amazing, which is why I wanted to have you on, by the way, of you went through some PTSD issues and then you dove deeply into cannabis for a while. Yeah.
What year is it now?
So we're still there?
7, 8 years straight. Not the medicinal that you guys would understand or know about that actually helps, but definitely the street version. As soon as I got out, it was just, hey, come on, you got the nickname hippie in the Marine, so here, try this.
Right.
And it was just like pure calming, just not thinking about anything else, just going through my day, and I just lived that way for 7 years.
Wow. And that helped you for a while.
Yeah.
But then you hit a wall.
Yes, it helped me as in the mental aspect, but it hurt me in the pocket because it was on the street. So you're not getting the good stuff, but you're paying a lot for it.
It's the cheapest drug there is.
Right. So when my tolerance started building up to these street drugs, I was spending roughly about $60 a day just to keep me at that same level. And I wasn't employed in a really nice employment because of drug tests and drug screening in this country. So I was a server. So if you think that I got to make $60 a day at least.
Right.
Just so I can stay mental.
Yeah. Wow.
And finally it snapped out of me one day and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm sick of being broke. Sick of eating mac and cheese and tuna every single day.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some help for this.
Yeah.
And now I got a better job and I'm not as broke anymore.
You can afford pallets of Easy Mac for when you got the munchies.
I transitioned to ramen, so it's a little more affordable.
Now you're ramen rich.
So how long were you over in Afghanistan?
I wasn't there long at all. I was a combat replacement, so I was only there for about 5 months.
Okay. But you said you were a driver. Because, like Marine Recon, you were saying you had a 140-pound pack and you look like about $1.60 soaking wet.
Oh, yeah. So I was an RTO, so the radio guy for my team, and my pack was extremely heavy because everyone's a dick and doesn't want to carry your batteries for you. So
Facts.
I just walked around with a heavy pack all day, and when they said, "Hey, we want you to be the driver," what do I do with my ruck? And said, "Throw it on the side." Okay, cool. Hell yeah, I'll do that all day.
Hey, we're going on a 1 hour op, so bring 50 batteries.
Bring 80,
No.
55, 90s.
No.
By the way, carry them on your back, so if you get shot, you just explode into a fucking Class Delta fire immediately.
If a bullet hits these, they combust into flames.
Yeah, really, really vibrant, beautiful colors that can't be put out.
Did they show you that video of those batteries being shot when you went through radio school? Or?
I don't know. You know what's even funnier is we didn't even get the warning that says, it's printed on the radios now, but it says, "Do not operate in between your legs."
I don't think we had that.
Yeah, we're using these old giant green radios from
150s?
Nam. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was a radio guy.
Yeah, we
Sitting
were
right
both
between
radio guys.
Y'all
Yeah.
But yeah, they
Van
had
packs.
us like that, and then it was like 3 years into my 4 years, they came out and we all had to go to this giant meeting and said, "Hey, so due to radiation from the radios, don't use them in between your legs."
Or anywhere near your head.
Or you know what?
Wait.
Don't use them.
Hold up.
And it's like, oh, great.
Oh, that's funny. And now, though, so now you're back in the States. You've gone through your PTSD struggle.
Mhm.
You smoke pot forever, and now you're done with that for a while. Because I'm wondering if it's something you always potentially go back to after you get a handle on it. But have you found that, by the way, or are you just done, period, with cannabis? Have you ever, like, smoked every now and then?
Every now and then, can't lie and say that on my California trips I don't, but I mean, it's
Right.
California and you're out there in the desert, why not?
Kind of have to.
No, it's
When
it's
in
more
Rome.
of a not a
Smoke
need.
weed.
It's not a need anymore.
Yeah,
It's not like a medication for me anymore. It's more of a recreational for
Right.
me.
right.
And as long as it's in a legal spot,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't see a problem with it.
yeah.
It's not something like I'll be tweaking out, eating people's faces like bath salts in Florida. So
Common misconception. I've had some personal experience with cathinones and synthetic cathinones, and I haven't wanted to eat anybody's face recently. As a matter of fact, it was one of the most pleasurable experiences like, pretty much ever. I think I ended up gambling for about 16 hours straight. Just had the time of my life. By myself.
Wow. Now, see, all the headlines would have made me too nervous to try anything close to.
Yeah.
And if I
Yeah.
had that trigger mechanism in my head, I would likely have felt the same way.
Yeah, you didn't know this, but there's actually an epigenetic for eating people's faces.
Yeah. I believe they call it undead. Ghouls.
Cool.
All right. So let's get to the reason why I wanted to have you over, because one of the things you do now that I thought was interesting, well, two things. One, you are a Greek battle reenactor, which is fucking amazing. Like, so the guys who go out into a field and pretend like they're on the movie 300, you are one of them.
yes,
And I haven't seen your abs, but I'm guessing they're probably there.
Not even gonna ease into that one subtly, huh?
Did you invite him here for his abs?
So let's get down to brass tacks.
No, but that's
And these reenactments, do you guys fuck boys the night before the battle too? Because that sounds legit. Super historically accurate.
Back to the abs.
Who would you say has the best abs in your pool of boys?
No, so tell us, like, what's that like? Like,
So it's
Because if we let these guys tangent all fucking day, we're never going to get anywhere.
Oh, I know. So it's I belong to a society called the SCA, Society for Creative Anachronisms,
Right.
and it's reenactment fighting, but in more depth of that, it's reenactment of the culture.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, this past October, we had this war, quote unquote. It's called the Great Western War.
Okay.
And people fly in from all over the world, England, Hawaii, I mean, everywhere.
Wow.
And we had about 5,000 people show up this past year.
Wow.
Damn.
And it goes everywhere from music to art to, you make all your clothes, you make your armor, you have blacksmiths, all that stuff. Your swords that we use when we're actually fighting is made out of solid bamboo, solid rattan. And the very tip point, the thrusty tip, is like a foam. That way you're not like really killing each other. But it is full
Boring.
contact. It is full contact, non-choreographed mixed martial art in a sense.
Oh, wow.
It's not like we're going to see if you go to medieval times or a Renaissance fair. That's all choreographed.
Mhm.
Everyone's like,
Yeah.
that's so awesome. Well, when you go out to fight with us, expect to come back with some welts, some bruises. We had one guy snap a shin 1 year. Yeah, it's not.
What are you gonna learn? So, how real do you guys get with reenacting the Greek stuff? Like, do you guys eat and drink out of like lead-lined bowls, or?
It's all clay based.
A compound tib fib fracture is pretty real. I mean,
Yeah.
I like to call it a reenactment with a modern touch. So, I mean, the tents are old style tents, but we have lights inside.
That's cool.
We cook, but we use a grill.
Mhm.
We don't actually, like spit roast a pig over a fire. So,
But that's ballsy, man, to get out there on the field and fucking swing full bore against somebody who's trying to block and also trying to whack you a good one. Like, you see a lot of blood out there and injuries and things like that, besides the like broken shin.
the most blood comes from, poor armor. I had a helmet made from.
go on.
I had a helmet made for someone, and he put the inside of my grill for my face, because we actually have a blocker for the Corinthian, and he had the inside of it was still rough, and I took a spear shot to the face, and it sliced open my eyebrow from about halfway down to the side of my face, and just blood was just gushing down across my chest, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, he needs stitches." I said, "No, it's fine. It looks awesome."
Oddly enough, it's probably less dangerous than operating a radio between your groin.
100% agree.
Now, do you guys do actual battles with, like, historic battles that you reenact, or is it just more let's get together and beat the shit out of each other?
It's more let's get together, beat the shit out of each other. I mean, there are some that do actual historical battles, but the ones that I travel to are Potrero, which is in May. We have Great West in October, Highlands in September. There's like 5 or 6 other ones that I can't even remember, because it is fighting all day long until about 4 o'clock, and then it's the same people that you just fought against, beating the crap out of. You go over and they're like, "Hey, that was awesome. I loved how you hit me in the head. Here's a gallon of mead."
Oh, sweet.
We party the entire weekend.
Well, how does it end? Like, you start fighting and sticking with each other. Like, at what point do you stop and just drink?
Okay, so there's an honor system when you're fighting. So to die, it has to be a strong enough shot that it rings your bell. And then when you die, you move off the field, kind of like paintball.
Yeah, is there like a signal you give that you're walking off the field so someone doesn't just whack?
Oh yeah,
Come on, man, come on!
you put your sword up on top of your helmet when you're walking off, but at the same time, you lift it up a little bit more, and that's what normally people stand with their sword and shield. So you still get whacked as you're walking off the field. Just yell at them, "I'm dead!"
if you can reply, because your bell's currently ringing.
Right. But yeah, there's an honor system, and then the battles usually last anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. And then we usually cycle through 15, 16 battles a day. And then after that, they're like, "All right, one more 2-hour res battle," where if you die, you can go and respawn
Until you have Parkinson's.
Until you can't walk anymore.
Exactly.
And everyone's like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna go take a shower."
Self-correcting honor system. You're so concussed that you can't function, then just lay there.
I'll be
You're
honest.
dead.
If I was in that, I'd be running around the perimeter just looking for someone hitting the back.
Sneak attack, sneak attack.
sucks when Doug's here, man. He's a dick.
Keeps bringing that weird chicken wire fence and making it jail. Like, that's not even part of this.
Oh man! So how'd you get involved with that thing? How'd you get hooked up with those folks?
So Marines are crazy people.
No.
And
Marines are crazy people. I will certainly verify that.
I was actually coming back from work and walking past the barracks, and there was 2 guys beating the crap out of each other outside the barracks in full Greek armor. And I said, "What are you guys doing?" Like, "Oh, we're in the SCA."
Stuff.
I was like, "That looks cool." He's like, "Come to practice." So I got pulled into practice, and they threw me in some Lunder armor, and then just handed me a sword and said, "All right, go hit that guy." Okay, are there rules? No, hit him as hard as you can. I bet you can.
Bet you won't, pussy.
Took my sword, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go do this. And that dude pulled me up so bad, I had problems walking the next day.
You're like, oh, you guys were kidding.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, I like this. I could do this.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it. You know, it's like you go to the gym and you get that workout pain, and it's a good pain. So this was a good pain for you. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You experienced the pain, and you're like, all right, I'm in. Yeah, that's amazing. Now, what do you do? You're getting into video game streaming now as well. And we mentioned the stream at the top of the show, but what kind of video games do you do? Is it like, I don't know. I don't know streaming at all. And I know my son wants to do it. He's a big Fortnite fan, which is like a PUBG except with cartoons, basically, where you have ridiculous weapons that, you know, and then when you get shot, you get, you know, zapped up into the whatever it is. And
right.
Not super realistic, but the kids love the heck out of it because you can build towers in, you know, seconds and get a height advantage, and there's a lot of tactics to it. I mean, it's amazing what you can get done in this video game. What kind of stuff are you doing? Like, what's your favorite game?
So I do a variety stream. So pretty much I will pick a game and I'll stick with that for a few weeks. And then when my audience says, hey, we're getting bored of this, let's find a new game, I'll ask them what they want me to play and I'll play it. It doesn't matter. I have 500 games on Steam for PC and I have 400 on the Xbox right now that I just rotate through whatever they want. But right now I'm on Apex Legends, which, like Fortnite, is a battle royale game, except when I have a tactical advantage on someone and I start shooting at them, they can't just pop up a fort and be safe. They actually have to maneuver around. And I actually started streaming because I was playing this with my buddies, and one of my buddies was like, hey, you're pretty good at this, man. You should just start streaming, start going, like, put yourself on camera and see what happens.
Right.
Did that. You know, it was really slow starting out, you know, a viewer, one viewer, 2 viewers maybe. And then I did a Halloween stream where I dressed up in a full Spider-Man morph suit, and I went from 2 followers to 340 in a day. And it was just
tight.
After that, it's just been a waterfall of just craziness, and they want me to keep going up in rank, to keep playing Apex, all this stuff. So that's what we're doing right now.
Is it live? I don't know anything about streaming videos.
100% live.
Okay, so you're playing a video game live.
Yeah.
And you're able to then have a conversation with the people who are there chatting with you.
Right.
You're talking about the game. Because I've seen this, like I've seen some streams, and I got hooked. I mean, I didn't go back and, you know, but when I was watching it, I'd spend like an hour watching some dude that I didn't know play a video game and talk about the strategy that he was using or interact with the fans that he had who were chatting with him. And he was getting like tips and money and all. Oh, so you do that as well.
Right. So I like to label it as having like that little brother that's sitting on the couch with you at all times. So when I'm streaming, I'm playing my game, I have a chat screen that's on my screen while I'm playing.
Okay.
So if anyone types or anything like that, I can just read it on the go as I'm playing. And I always love to have conversations with people. You know, I love meeting new people. So when they pop in, hey, I'm so-and-so from here.
Yeah.
What's up? Nothing much, man. You know, just hanging out. What are you up to? You know, just have a conversation with them. My buddies who are playing the game with me are like, wait, what happened? You talking to me? I'm playing Apex with you, man. I'm like, I know, yeah. I'm talking to this guy over here.
As if these games weren't complicated enough. I know. You got so bored during it that you basically interfaced a way to just have casual conversations and other things to occupy you while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing that impressed me the most, because I know how, and Doug, you play video games as well. I know how taxing playing video games can be, and to be able to pay attention to chat on the right side of the screen. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, it is. I mean, your brain has to be doing a million miles an hour to be able to keep up with all that stuff and play the game well, and then also be able to interact with folks and have conversations and whatnot. You were talking about your buddies come on with you and have conversations.
Yeah, so I actually play with one of the guys, my old roommate in the Marines. I play with him, and then I play with a guy I met in college in Cleveland.
Okay.
So that's my team in Apex. And then I'll have a buddy who's an Army officer come in and play with me as well, and we'll all chat. Like, you can hear
you
them
let cake
talking.
eaters in?
Yeah.
You let cake eaters in?
No, he's cool. He's a Mustang, so.
I was going to go in on it, but
He works for a living.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair enough. He used to. He just got that promotion.
He was on the dark side first.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you were talking about your buddy who you get going and get him going on firearms or something.
Oh, I can say, I can just pick a topic, and I'll just, I'm an instigator too. This is what I love about it. And my stream will be going crazy. Be like, hey, tell him to do this. And I'll just be like, so, Kitten. Because his name's a little kitten. He likes to bait people online. Like, he won't say a word while we're in a game chat, and then it'll be a little kitten. They all think he's a girl, so they all start trying to like hit on him, gamer guys. And then he'll pop up at the end. What's up, dude?
Wait, what? How about those dick pics we were talking about?
Just catfishing everybody. Come on, man.
We're calling Neve.
I'll go, man, you know what? I'm kind of thinking the Beretta's better than the Kimber. And I'll just that's it. And he will go on a 45-minute rant about 20 different firearms, about how they're better and all the different sizes, the different spiral on the barrel.
Dude.
Yeah.
We had a guy like that. It was not as cool as you're making your friend sound.
Yeah, your friend sounds cool.
Your friend sounds cooler than the guy that we know that did this.
Well, one of the things that you guys share that you don't know yet, Ben and Neil, is that you both prefer a 45 ACP. Correct? What is your sidearm of choice?
Kimber 1911 Pro Custom Carry 2.
Okay.
I
and
wish
now
I could afford it.
And Ben, you've got a matched 45, right?
I got a Wesson match grade 1911, which doesn't mean anything to anybody that doesn't know what match grade weapons are. Also have an ammo can full of 1,000 match grade rounds for that weapon. And
there's no point of having a match grade weapon if you're not a match grade shooter.
Well, Doug beat me to the point. Because there is no such thing as a match grade shooter with a pistol. Turns out.
Well, here's the thing. Ben and I did go to the range a while back, and I can attest that this guy will, with a sidearm, put multiple rounds through the same single hole on the paper downrange, which is amazing. He was telling me, he was showing me, he was like, oh yeah, this is the FBI, this is regular police, this is the FBI, this is ATF, and then up here in the right-hand corner, about an inch by an inch and a half, is the SEAL target. And he's just going, one bullet after another right through the same hole. And you could see it. I mean, it's not like, you shoot one and then you go bang, 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 bang. Oh, yeah, I hit the same hole. No, you can see the paper moving in the same spot as the bullets passing through, not getting any bigger.
Yeah, I know that trick. You shoot once, and then you shoot just off the paper.
All of them off the target from that point. Killing it. Did you guys see all those 15 rounds I just swung through that one hole? I'm pretty sure that you only can carry 10 plus 1. No.
Don't worry about
that. That ain't me.
And I thought I was a decent shot. And for a civilian, Ben, what would you say?
Hey, I mean, it's I'm always so surprised by people's capabilities.
Yeah,
because you'd think certain people are capable, given their background experience growing up with firearms, and you take somebody's. I mean, they might as well be looking at, little recipe book instead of a gun. It's
Yeah,
just so unfamiliar.
Yeah.
And they pick it up and they're just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck was that? Because laser guided bullets like, doesn't do that when I shoot.
Something's definitely wrong with my gun.
Or my breathing, or just everything. Something's wrong with what I'm doing though, because it didn't look that good.
Well, I got to attest.
But you get you're an accurate shot and consistent.
Yeah.
Whether it's consistently on target is inconsequential if you're consistent, because you can always adjust.
Yeah. Well, shooting with a SEAL sniper, you try to up your game, I'll tell you that. And even though I'm a big peacenik, I kind of surprised myself because I hadn't shot in, I don't know how many years. I hadn't picked up a weapon in probably a decade, that time that we went out.
It's a really therapeutic process. You don't have to shoot things and to murder them.
Right.
You can shoot paper and, everybody's fine.
Yeah.
It's like really rewarding to just shoot steel, and as long as you're not standing too close and not wearing Dipro like a dick, it should be relatively safe, and that's way, way therapeutic. It's weird association with murder and mayhem.
Speaking of weird associations, about iPro, we had this. I want to buy this. I need to find this and buy this. There was a poster in my chemistry class in high school, and it was a picture of a woman with sunglasses and a walking stick, and it said, "Susie didn't like to wear her safety glasses, and now she doesn't have to." And it was serious. It was the
That
weirdest.
is so overtly macabre.
It sticks with me to this day that they had that in there. Like, that's not how you get people to do things.
That's so dark.
Right?
That's so dark. That's like a sex ed class having a poster that says, "Don't turn rape to a murder." It's like, well, yeah, that's great advice, but god damn. You didn't want to pepper in some kind of fluff for that? Don't fight back, they'll kill you.
You're approaching this wrong.
Wear iPro, or else you'll be a mangled Ray Charles for the rest of your life. What? There's no in between?
Now, you were a firearms instructor, right, Neil? You were a range instructor?
Yeah, I was a range instructor for the last, I want to say, 8 months of my time in.
Yeah.
That was
They kind of wind down, give you an easy job, cush job as you're going to be rotating out.
Adjust you to civilian life, take you out of the dog cage, quit poking you for a bit.
Right.
They adjust you to civilian life by putting you on a meticulously managed range. Nobody's allowed to do anything for themselves, and every single movement
be a civilian
dictated by the book. Welcome to the real world.
You know for a fact somebody actually thought that was like a good idea to segue. Like, oh yeah, they'll do this and it'll be easy.
Teach them life lessons.
We'll put them in this incredibly rigid environment with no application to the real world, and that should set them up just fine.
The best thing ever is I worked up until the day I got out. So it was just like work, nothing.
Me too. But I got kicked out. So that was both expected and unexpected.
The Navy's equivalent of HR showed up for Ben with a box. We're going to need to pack your locker.
Somebody did that for me. They got a really nasty habit of running around with bolt cutters in that cage. By the time I got to my locker, it was just ransacked.
That's weird because I got all this extra gear when I left factory.
Stupid ass gear is barely used. Got all these BJ initials all over it.
Someone thought it was funny to rub BJ all over it.
This asshole left his plates.
That's my gear. Man.
Got a pretty substantial debt to the government for that stuff. I guess it's only funny because I don't ever intend to pay a nickel of it back, since they also can't garnish my retirement. You stare at that debt until it fucking turns into flowers, or until it grows a dick. I don't care. That debt's gonna stay. Nice one, guys. Put it on my tab.
I kind of think personally, I think that's a little unfair that they give you the re-enlistment bonus to re-up, and then you say yes, and then they change their minds, and you owe them the money.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
And then it's like dereliction of duty,
Derelict
breach
my
of
balls.
contract. You can derelict my balls, El Capitan. Turns out that's not a good response.
No, that's not how you do it.
And it's not a good idea to just immediately do drugs instead of addressing all of the issues. Turns out that's compounding.
Did they try to keep you in at all, Neil, when you were getting out?
Oh yeah, they. Well, actually, yes and no. Our career recruiter wanted me to stay because he wants to boost his numbers. But
Yeah.
I was in the Obama time when it was the downsize of the Marine Corps.
Okay.
So it was like, you don't have a good enough score to stay in. It's kind of like going for a construction job when they want 5 years of experience, but you're going for an entry-level position.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost impossible to stay in at that time,
Right.
except the career recruiter wanted it. He was like, heck yeah, dude, just sign this paper. We'll keep you in as an admin clerk. Not gonna happen, bro.
DD 214.
Yes, please.
You're saying I can do clerical work for a third the rate of a civilian?
Get out of town. Sign me up.
Yeah.
You want me to go
believe
from
I
shooting
will.
on a range every day to sitting behind a desk? Not gonna happen.
Are you I don't know why that just hit me. Are you telling me I can do the same job for a third of the cost with less freedom? Sign me up.
Yeah, how many days off a year? And there's no attractive women? You had me at hello.
Are you gonna sit here owning a fireworks stand, telling me I can work for a third of the cost?
I really only like the sparklers and snakes.
I don't know why. No, man, I'm not gonna stay in for the shit job. Like, fuck off.
I was trying to find a way to do this job without dealing with you assholes in the first place. I didn't want to be in the military just as bad as you don't want me here. I think I want to listen to some window licker that can't even read or speak English just because he's been quiet in the corner for 30 years and now he's in charge.
I remember when I got to the point where summer senior had to come to me and be like, hey, are you re-enlisting, taking the bonus, or what are you doing? I remember this moment because I was like kind of dreading it because I was like, someone's going to have to ask me to do paperwork or not. And they did. They asked me on my last deployment in 2014. Wait, sorry, 2014. And he's like, hey, are you re-enlisting? I was like, nah, man. It's like halfway through deployment. I was like, nah. I was like, you kidding me? No. He's like, you've been for like 18 years. I was like, I'm not doing this for the rest of my life.
Who would ever? This is not my end goal.
What are we doing here? What are we accomplishing?
This is not the pinnacle of my existence.
Oh, that sounds so bad. I'm not saying. No, man, I gotta take a step back. I'm not saying there's not good things that get done because I do think I did a few like good things that I am proud of. And I think people that stay in do good things and it's good for them. It was absolutely not right for me to stay in. I just wanted to clarify. It's not.
Yeah, I got
Got a lot of friends that are in, and it's a great thing.
You
Sorry.
told me a story one time that one of your actions wound up on the president's daily CIA briefing. We don't have to give a ton of information about that, about what that was in thought.
Yeah, it happened twice.
It happened twice.
They did a lot of intel, and we were the only U.S. group working in a few 100-mile radius of where we were.
Okay.
And the weird thing was we got actually, intel's usually a black hole where you push it.
Yeah.
We don't get like, hey, good, this worked, or that was the person, or like, it's for someone else to put the puzzle together.
Yeah.
Twice on that deployment, we got the feedback from somebody higher in an office somewhere in Virginia. That was like, hey, by the way, this was on the morning brief.
Wow.
Yeah. We're like, oh shit, someone's paying attention?
Exquisite.
Shit. Do less.
We'll figure it out when we get out there.
Wait, this equipment actually works?
I'm just sitting here with this radio on my dick.
I had this cup with this string attached to it, talking to myself this whole time. Is somebody listening? I need to amend some statements. Definitely sent a few Sofx templates up with nothing but dick pics.
All right. Well, we have reached our time limit. Neil, I really appreciate you coming in, and I'm sorry that I totally tangented us away from the awesomeness that this show became in the last half of our conversation. But we'll do this again sometime. How about that?
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. And thank you for your service part. Thanks for paying taxes. You put me through college.
I love that.
You went to college?
Don't get excited. I got a degree in operational sports management. I was a security guard for the Browns, Cavs, and Indians, but we can get on that the next time.
Yeah, we should
At
actually.
least you didn't waste any time getting a medical degree.
Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Peace. Share this shit.